Have you ever thought about cities, well, not just as concrete jungles, but more like living things,
Yeah.
like organisms?
Yeah, constantly evolving, right? Adapting.
Exactly. And they're always, reinventing themselves, sometimes in ways you really don't expect, even in places you think you know inside out.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we're doing one of our deep dives. We got this really fascinating source. It's the Infodrone Recap, late July 2025.pdf. And it gives this incredible snapshot of Montreal's evolution right now.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Our mission, basically, is to unpack the really important bits from this recap. We want to show you how Montreal is, well, actively reshaping its urban landscape.
Right.
It's mixing nature, community, and some really groundbreaking services in ways that might surprise you.
And what's great about this document, I think, is that it's not just high-level ideas.
No, it's practical.
It's very practical. It shows initiatives that are actually underway or, just launched. So real projects, real changes happening on the ground, and the sheer breadth of what they're covering is, well, it's pretty remarkable.
Okay, so let's dive in. And let's start with something I found genuinely unexpected. Montreal kind of positioning itself as an urban wine capital.
Right. Vineyards.
Vineyards, yeah, taking root right there on the island.
Mm.
So the source talks about le vin de lait. It used to be ferme soufflot de vie.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just a few vines tucked away somewhere. It's a proper vineyard out in Senneville, west end of the island.
Okay.
Look at this. 27 hectares. That's quite big. About 17,000 vines. They even have a stable horses. It feels miles away from the city.
Doesn't sound very urban, does it?
Not at all. And they're growing serious wine grapes. Merlot, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Chenin Blanc.
Wow. Okay, so that's one specific place, but there's more to it, isn't there?
There is.
This Vignonville initiative, that sounds even more integrated.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So this was launched by LAUM, the Montreal Urban Agriculture Lab, based out of Marché Central, I think since 2021. And the whole point is to weave viticulture, grape growing, right into the city itself. We're talking planting vines on rooftops.
Rooftops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Think about institutional buildings like the Palais des Congrès, the SAQ headquarters, ITHQ, even Ubisoft.
Wow.
And private homes, too. It really stretches the idea of urban ag, doesn't it?
It really does.
It goes way beyond the usual community garden plot. It raises big questions like, how can cities actually integrate productive landscapes? Could this affect local climate, maybe even create little microeconomies?
Yeah, greening spaces and producing food locally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fascinating, the micro level. But let's zoom out, because Montreal is also thinking big green,
Yeah.
really big.
Oh, yeah.
This is where it gets seriously interesting. The Grand Parc de l'Est. The city's calling it a flagship project.
And for good reason,
The scale is just huge, over 3,100 hectares.
which is hard to picture, maybe.
Totally. So perspective, that's 15 times the size of Mount Royal Park.
15 times. Okay.
Yeah. The ambition is for it to be one of the largest city parks in North America.
Yeah.
That's a massive statement about preserving nature within the urban, region.
And the core purpose really is preservation.
Right.
Protecting these huge natural areas, forests, wetlands, those vital ecological corridors. It basically stitches together 5 existing big parks.
Which ones are those?
Let's see, Anselorme, Bois de l'Île Bizarre, Cap Saint-Jacques, Rapide du Cheval Blanc, and Bois de Roche.
Okay.
Putting them all under one umbrella. And you can imagine the impact that kind of connected green infrastructure has on biodiversity, quality of life.
Huge.
Huge. And it spans across, 2 boroughs, Pierrefonds-Roxborough and Elbazar-Saint-Geneviève, plus 4 linked cities. Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, Kirkland, Beaconsfield, Senneville.
Wow.
The challenge, of course, is making it all work together, integrating these areas, keeping them accessible, but also protecting those ecosystems.
A major undertaking. But it's not just about these megaparks, is it? The city's also focusing on neighborhood green spaces, like George Furneaux Park in Saint-Michel. The recap mentions a first phase of revitalization there.
Yeah, a $5.8 million investment just for the eastern part.
So what are they doing there?
Well, it's a great example of hitting multiple community needs at once, making it green, inclusive, multifunctional,
Okay.
So there's a renovated baseball field, a new synthetic soccer field, but also things like a green agora.
A green agora?
Yeah, like an outdoor community space with a mini stage for shows, events. And they're really boosting biodiversity, lots of tree planting, even 1,000 square meter microforest.
A microforest, cool.
Plus picnic areas, pétanque, beanbag toss, a community garden. It really tries to cater to everyone, from sports teams to people wanting a quiet spot. It's a very holistic way of looking at a neighborhood park.
That sounds great. So these green lungs are vital, but a city also needs, well, a strong community heart, right?
Definitely. Connection, services.
Exactly. So let's shift focus a bit. How is Montreal nurturing its residents? New services, shared spaces. The recap highlights a really unique project in Laval, a riverside village.
Ah, yes, in Pontview.
It's a redevelopment, right, of an old religious building.
That's right. The former novitiate of the Missionary Sisters of the Immaculate Conception. It's at 100 Place Juge Desnoyers.
Okay, now what's going in there?
It's a mix. Social and affordable housing, which is crucial. Shared spaces for the people living there, but also community services open to everyone.
Oh, interesting.
And they're also redeveloping part of the main administrative building for the Sessamite congregation itself. But what's really compelling, I think, is how it started.
How so?
It's led by a nonprofit, Collective Autour d'Untas, formed in 2023. But the idea came from a citizen movement that started way back in 2019.
Wow, so real grassroots action.
Exactly. It shows how persistent community efforts can actually lead to major, tangible projects like this. Really powerful stuff.
That's a fantastic story. And speaking of vital community support, Montreal Nord is getting a new CLSC.
Yeah, the local community service center. The address is 12345 Boulevard Albert Houdon.
And there's something special about its design.
There is. They're calling it an open door model, which means there's a dedicated person right at the entrance to greet you and guide you.
Oh, that's smart. Takes away that initial confusion.
Exactly. It's about tackling a common barrier, making sure care feels accessible and inclusive, especially in diverse communities. Nobody gets lost in the shuffle. And the source points out this wasn't just dropped in. It came out of years of working with local groups to figure out what the community actually needed.
Tailored to the population.
Good.
Very much so.
Okay, and connecting to families, there's news about a playground, too, in Saint-Henri.
Yes, La Caloutre Park, in the southwest borough. They've put in new, accessible, and inclusive play structures.
What does that mean in practice?
Well, the details show real thought went into it. Like a ground-level merry-go-round, so kids in wheelchairs can easily get on.
Ah, great. And other structures designed for wheelchair accessibility. The key thing is designing for autonomy and safety, but also shared fun, making sure every kid can play and interact regardless of mobility.
Yeah.
It's not just checking a box. It's about genuine inclusion in play.
That's really important. Okay, so we've got greener spaces, stronger community hubs. What about getting around this evolving city?
Ah, mobility. Always key.
Let's pivot to that. BAFSA, the bike share system, has new bike trailers. They just unveiled them at Père Marquette Park.
This is a really interesting step for bike sharing, I think.
How so?
Well, these trailers, they're assembled locally in Saint Laurent, which is nice. But the clever bit is you can attach them to a BXA bike or your own personal bike.
Oh, versatile.
Very. So think about using them for groceries, carrying sports gear, maybe even tools for work. And they have a built-in lock so you can make stops securely.
Handy. Are there many available?
They started with 10 right away. The goal is 50 by the end of this summer and then scaling up to several hundred by 2028. So it really broadens what you can do with a bike in the city. It makes it more practical for errands, not just commuting.
Yeah, I can see that being really popular. Okay, so people are moving around more easily, maybe even carrying more stuff.
Great.
What about just enjoying the city? Leisure time.
Right. It's not all work and errands.
Montreal seems to be making it easier to connect and just, well, have fun outdoors, like this new outdoor dance directory.
Yeah, covering Lachine, LaSalle, Verdun, and the Southwest Borough.
So what is it exactly?
It's basically a guide, like an online resource, pointing you to the best spots for outdoor dancing.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it lists classes, workshops, locations, schedules, whether you like salsa, swing, line dancing.
All sorts.
All sorts. And often they're free events, maybe with a DJ or just passionate instructors leading things. Dancing outside in the summer, pretty nice.
Sounds great.
Oh.
Okay. And wrapping up this sort of leisure and engagement theme, there's a push for winter tourism.
Yes, the relaunch of Fifthly, the Fonds Investissement Touristique et Hôtelier pour l'Hiver. Basically, the Winter Tourism and Hotel Investment Fund.
Got it.
It's Tourism Montreal working with the Ministry of Tourism. They've put out a call for projects.
For what kind of projects?
Things happening between December 2025 and January 2028, aimed at boosting winter activity. And it's open pretty broadly: businesses, nonprofits, co-ops, municipalities, indigenous groups.
Okay.
And they can get funding up to 50% of their costs. So if you step back, it shows they're really trying to be proactive about winter.
Yeah, not just accepting the quiet season.
Exactly. Turning that potential lull into an economic and cultural plus. It's strategic thinking.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot. Urban vineyards, massive parks, microforests, community hubs, inclusive playgrounds, bike trailers, dancing, winter tourism.
It's quite a mix.
So, stepping back, what's the big picture here? Our deep dives into this Infodrone recap.
Oh,
What does it tell us about Montreal right now?
I think it shows a city that's incredibly dynamic, really focused on these interconnected themes, greening the city, strengthening community bonds, and embracing innovative solutions for urban life. It feels like a city looking ahead, actively building its future.
It really does.
And all these projects, even though they seem different vineyards here, parks there, a CLSC somewhere else, they actually paint this cohesive picture.
Right.
A picture of a city investing seriously in becoming more livable, more accessible, and just more vibrant for everyone, residents, visitors. It feels like thoughtful, integrated planning.
So for you listening, think about how all these different pieces might fit together. How could an urban vineyard next to a massive park, near an inclusive playground served by better community health centers, how could that actually change the day-to-day experience of living in or visiting Montreal?
Yeah, it's more than just the sum of its parts, isn't it? So, maybe a final thought to leave you with. Montreal's taking this really bold approach, weaving nature and community right into the city fabric. Which of these innovations do you think has the most potential to inspire other big cities globally?
Hmm.
And what kind of unexpected benefits might pop up when you blend urban life and nature so closely together? Something to chew